Okay. We wrote some thesis statements for today. Requirements of a good thesis statement are that it's properly punctuated. It indicates the relationship that's going to be expressed in your topic sentence. And it's, that's what I'm thinking about here. It's specific, strongly worded, so what, but not as specific as your topic sentences. You had to come up with a thesis statement for this one. An okay thesis statement will be written in a way that allows you to write about your topic sentences in whatever order you indicated. And so as long as you have something that allows you to talk about these three things and in whatever order you want, you're good to go. However, there are, I would say, a couple of changes that you can make to these topic sentences that are better than other changes to topic sentences. So those of you that reordered your topic sentences, what sort of reordering did you do and why did you do it? Or did you all keep it A, B, C?
I did C, A, B.
Why did you move C in front of A, Mr. Ryback?
I just thought that because C talks about how they react and then A talks about depression, maybe kind of like a little bit of reaction.
So this is starting to talk about how they react, and this is more specific, right? So it makes sense for C to go before A. Why did you keep A in front of B?
I just didn't find the relation between B and A. So I just figured B would go last.
You put tack B on at the end there. Yeah. Did anybody make any other changes? Though, and I'm asking people who I did not talk to about this during resource.
What if other people told me? Never mind.
No. One independent thinkers right now. Did anybody else make any changes? Stevie, what were you thinking?
Well, I had it as CAB, then you suggested that CBA was a better thing.
Why did you put B in front of A?
I don't know.
Guy, honestly, why did you put B in front of A?
Because it doesn't like make sense to put it stand alone by itself. It can like further getting into A and like transitions as well.
Those are a lot of words. Well, could somebody more definitively say why B might make more sense in front of A? Ms. Strumke.
B introduces the idea of kind of like conflicts within the relationships of the family, and then A goes further into that with the parents.
So this introduces interfamily conflicts. A becomes more specific, right? So in the ideal world, maybe we're floating BAC or CBA. However, again, whatever you came up with, as long as your thesis statement reflects it, is fine. Does that make sense for this activity? Okay, I'm going to come around and check your thesis statements off in just a little bit. I'm going to be looking, is your thesis statement punctuated properly? Does it enable your topic sentences? So does your thesis allow you to write about these things in whatever order you indicated? Is it specific, strongly worded, and so what, but not as specific as your topic sentences? And does it give a clear relationship about what's going to be going on in here? Now, while that's happening, you are going to be working on one of two things. Got a fun little activity here. I feel like we're starting to get the idea of how thesis statement and topic sentence reflect each other and what goes into a good one and a not so good one. So with that in mind, I got two activities for you. You can choose to do one of the two. One of the activities, here are 3 topic sentences. And I'm not trying to trick you. These topic sentences are in the order they're supposed to be. So for these 3 topic sentences, you need to come up with a thesis. Or if this red thing down here is your thesis statement, what would be the acceptable, appropriate topic sentences? Now, this one's going to be graded. Now, how does grading go along with something like this? It is maybe the most stressful thing you'll do today. Madison, are you going to work on the thesis statement first or the topic sentences first? Okay, so Madison's coming up with a thesis statement for these topic sentences. She thinks she came up with a good one. She thinks it's punctuated properly. She thinks it enables these topic sentences. She thinks it's specific, strongly worded, has a so what, and it indicates relationship. She raises her hand. I come over. I check it out. Wow. That's really good, Madison. She gets A+. Okay? She got it right on the first time. That would be indicative of getting an A. Pluses are A's. Now, Stevie, she was working on her thesis statement. She raises her hand.
Raise your hand.
I come over. Nah. I give her a minus. That minus means that some or many things are wrong with that thesis statement. And it is Stevie's job as an independent thinker to look and figure out on her own what's wrong and make the fixes. Okay, so Stevie notices like, oh, yeah, well, I guess I don't have this idea in my thesis. Or, oh, yeah, I don't do a good job of indicating this relationship. She raises her hand again. I come over. I read it. It's good to go. So it took her 2 tries to get it, but she figured out her problem on her own. That would be similar to getting a B. Now, Jet raises his hand. Come over. Sorry, Jet. No go. He tries to fix it. He thinks he notices some things with punctuation or whatever, makes a couple changes, calls me back. Still not good, Jet. I don't know why I would say it like that, but maybe having like a little mini stroke. After this time, I will tell Jet exactly what's wrong with his sentence. I'll say, Jet, your thesis statement is not doing this, this, and this. And then Jet uses that information to fix it. He raises his hand again. I come over. He's fixed it because he was able to figure out the problem. Okay, so he's good to go. That would be similar to getting a C. Logan.
Oh, no.
Okay. Logan thinks he's got a good one. Raises his hand. No go. Logan tries to fix it on his own, demonstrating independent thought and mastery of those concepts. Still no. I tell Logan now, Logan, here's your problem. This is what's wrong. He thinks he fixes it, raises his hand. Still no. Now I will tell Logan exactly how he needs to fix it. Like, Logan, this comma is unnecessary. You need to add a comma here. You need to add an intro phrase here. And you need to include something that relates to this topic sentence down here. And then Logan is able to finally get it. So that would be similar to a D. Lil. You should not get past the D's. And if you did get past the D, that's my fault for not teaching you well enough how to do this sort of stuff. Now, so your paper eventually will have 2 of these marks on it. Okay. At some points, I'm just going to give you like a set of 5 problems to work on. And let's say that of those 5 problems, you started off with a C, then you got a B, and then the last 3 of them were A's. What would that end up being? What sort of grade is Mr. Lindenberg going to give you?
A-.
Why did A-?
I don't know.
Okay. Cool guess. I would say you started off down here, right? You obviously learned something because you started getting a B, and then you obviously started crushing it because you ended with 3 A's in a row. So do you know that stuff? Have you demonstrated that you can do it independently without Mr. Lindenberg's help? Absolutely. So what should you get? You should be getting an A in that case. If your paper is riddled with like A's and B's, kind of like all over the place, then we're talking like A-, B+, depending on what there's more of. Let's say you start D, and then you go A. What are you going to get? A. 3 A's in a row. So that's kind of how we do this. You're going to experience stress after you get that first line, though, and you're trying to figure it out on your own and then trying to get it again. But it's just the nature of the beast. It's how you show that you can do this stuff on your own. So I'm going to come around. I'm going to be looking at your thesis statements that you wrote for today, giving you some fun feedback. And then while I'm doing that, you want to be working at either drafting a thesis statement for these topic sentences or drafting topic sentences for this thesis statement. This is a tough thesis statement. Of these two activities, this one is much easier than this one. This is a doozy. So I would recommend starting with that, but to each their own. Do you have any questions for me before I start wandering around and marking stuff off? No? Super duper. Again, when you're coming up with topic sentences, they need to be specific, strongly worded, have a so what. Our main problems with topic sentences have been related to being specific and having a so what. Make sure your topic sentences transition and encompass every idea that's in your thesis statement. Your thesis statement needs to enable your topic sentences. It also needs to be specific, strongly worded so what. However, your thesis statement does not need to be as specific as your topic sentences. And your thesis statement needs to cue the relationship that will be expressed within your topic sentences. Both of these things, punctuation is a constant. You should only be using coordinating conjunction commas, intro phrase commas, and list commas. You use commas intentionally. You don't just throw them in there when you think one belongs. Good to go? All right. Have at her. Good luck on your journey. All right. What's your next step for today? Did you change the order?
To the D.
That's what it says.
At
first it seemed like earlier, sure, and then it said like later.
Your thesis statement just needs to allow you to write about your topic sentences. So as long as you have something in there that allows you to talk about what you want to talk about.
Oh my gosh, you always ask extra questions.
I can't do it wrong.
I see what you did, depending on direction. Yeah, that's good.
You're so dramatic.
Can you define C-lock or Z-lock?
Zealot. Zealot is somebody who's like a fanatic about something. So if I'm like a sports zealot, that means that I am consumed by sports to the point where it gets in the way of other stuff. That's all. Everything's about that. If I'm a religious zealot, that means that I am trying to impose my religion so much that it clouds my ability to operate in other ways. So you're fanatic about it. Don't worry, Logan. We'll be starting our vocab next week.
Yay. Yes.
Yes, I heard what he said. I'm not deaf.
Somebody let me.
Kayla.
The door.
Kayla.
Yay, Allison, way to go!
Order and change the order.
Oh, he will. Not me. If it was me, I would go.
You're such a name in your class, you nod. You sit down right here. Name in your class.
I feel like napping. Yes.
I like the end. I think the end is a wonderful.
All right, everyone get to work.
Second topic sentences. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give you the first topic sentence.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, so great job with the end. You don't necessarily do a great job. Yes. Yeah. Right. Mr. Henry.
It's right there.
Good job. Well punctuated, communicates the relationship well. Right. Yeah. You want to see it? Does it start with divorce? Up here?
I just, I was trying to transition my life.
Right, what type of comment? Is it like appropriate?
So I, just wanted to make
So this is it's a tricky fix. This right here, they are not able to see extended family members as often because of visitation stuff. Right? That is because of these unfortunate circumstances, children, blah, 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 blah. This thing right here is so we need a comma and a word against these two sentences. And then we need to add an intro phrase comma right there. You understand why now that happens? Okay, so your problems with punctuation, the rest of it was appreciated. Mr. Mad. I imagine you thought you had like a family, but this is not a sentence. What about this one? How do you use this word in the middle of a sentence, or words like because or while or whatever? You don't be constant for those words. That'd be unnecessary. So just use the word go. Don't feel like only do it requires much. You have the ideas you need to have. So you have like an order, however you structure your speech. Instead of one sentence that has all three of those. So, an easier way to do this could be something like, the pain of divorce causes everyone in the family to be affected. And this pain causes hardships.
My water?
That depends on,
No.
I don't get to temperature what I need. Okay, so I have all that stuff in the sentence that stated more simply. Yeah, just combined. Right. Does that make sense? Yeah. Change the order. Right, there shouldn't be, yeah. Then you have to hold out. When you use this word in the middle of a sentence, you don't need punctuation in front of it, even though feels like there should be a pause. That is the example of pause. Mr. Jones, how do you see that? Mr. Minra. Did you change the order?
It's pretty good up until like the end. This is kind of like
Or relationships,
or complications with family.
Okay, so the order was good. Nice. Could have done a better job with the relationship. Any questions for me?
Oh. You do. That's serious. His name is James. You do another apostrophe and then that's Lindbergh. Dare you?
I believe you.
This it was totally wrong. Never put an apostrophe. What? Apostrophe S.
No.
I was.
Zilla, it's kind of just like a shit.
Is it a coordination job?
Let's see.
Great.
Maybe you don't.
So don't use it. When you, so this is,
Yeah.
this is a
like-
word, kind of like because, when, even though, kind of like while, that when it appears in the middle of a sentence, you feel the need to put the apostrophe there, and it feels like a rhyme. However, it's not.
Put James.
Otherwise, well phrased,
Started,
good job including the ideas.
Then
Who
the
else
second
is-
part is- he's good. So like they're saying that because he's
Mr. Gasly.
Just kidding. It's apostrophe G.
That's very.
Why?
Okay.
I
For
told
like,
you.
for everything. Okay. So you may write like James's like.
I'm not gonna tell you. Anyway.
as a.
He's talking about the apostrophe S.
Like James's opinion, how would you do it? So it's like James' opinion, like.
I would do it on ask Mr. Wells. His new science teacher.
Cause his last name is, and
Yeah,
Wells.
yeah.
Okay, so if it's a plural word, so it's got an S at the end of it, like inheritance, would you, after the apostrophe to show ownership, would you still have an S at the end of it? Or would it just be the apostrophe at the end? That's what I thought.
I told you guys.
What?
You guys are
Bless you.
jerks.
What?
Thank you. He just answered the question for Kyler. Just the apostrophe.
It's not like a top.
No. This is stupid.
If it's plural,
I
just an
said
apostrophe.
yes, but
If it's not plural, it's apostrophe.
just change the entire sentence. Don't use the apostrophe.
Should I do like how you in Spanish, like opinion?
Yeah.
Your opinion of
Tell
James.
Logan what's wrong with that comma. Everything else is-
I added that last second because it looked like I needed it. Are you serious?
Is that now we can go around.
You want Madison? She helped me with it.
Yeah, I did actually.
I was like, Madison, how goes it right? She's like, yeah, totally.
I didn't really read it.
Yeah, I'll put it in there. Whatever happens. Alright, let me see your thesis statement. Or did any of you show them to me? And resource? Right, and what did I say?
Well, you read my first one, and then since you said to change the order, like.
Fixed it?
Yeah. And then you said.
Yeah, that's not my.
Did you change the order at all?
I did, I think I did
CBA?
whatever. Yeah. I did whatever I wanted.
Good job. Yeah. What did you think was not good?
I thought it was good, but I don't know. I don't know.
You do a good job of not being like too verbose in here, talking of like too specific. It goes in the order you want it to go, it's punctuated properly, well stated, clear stated, yeah.
I'll feel happy tomorrow.
We'll see.
Anything doesn't work.
Oh my gosh.
Tell me what's going on with this. Is that there or not there? Yeah, it should be there, but it's tricky because you need to
I
add
didn't know
coordinating.
that was
Parts of this intro phrase, and then it's a good shape. So just punctuation, the way in which it's phrased is one.
Okay.
Alright.
To show singular possession of a name ending in S, some writers add just an apostrophe. Others also add another S.
Yeah, so what's the right answer?
Neither. Let's go.
Whatever you
That
want.
wasn't wrong.
So we were both right.
But you were both
No,
wrong.
I'm pretty sure you're wrong.
We were both
He said
right and both wrong.
apostrophe SS.
That is definitely wrong. The other two are acceptable answers.
Apostrophe G.
Wait, are you grading these tomorrow? Maybe you want to try to grade today.
We'll talk about that at the end. What time's class go already? 15? Oh. All right, how many of you have one of these done that you feel really good about? Say no hands. Fantastic. I don't want you to try to do this outside of class because part of the learning that comes along with this is you doing this like in the here and now with me able to give you immediate feedback. So when you come back tomorrow, have one of these done. So if you're working on a thesis statement one, have your thesis statement. Have your first crack at a thesis. Or if you're working on this down here, have your first crack at the topic sentences. Do not try to do both. Does that make sense? Okay. Also, there's an article on the table right next to Kyler that you need to take and have read for tomorrow. So that more than anything is your H-dub, which is hipster for homework.
Hipster.
Hipster for homework. That's how the head people say it. I don't expect you to understand it also.
Yeah, not hip. He said like here. Oh, good. I thought it was another one. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Good. Well punctuated, wonderful use of phrases to immediate relation to all what you got. What you got there. What do you take out of yours? Be disappointed.
Allison, do we have to take some help?
Yeah.
Good job, Ty.
You read the whole thing.
It looks like you.
Punctuation is like a chair.
Oh my goodness.
So why do you have this commentary?
Are you deaf? Yeah, he says yeah.
Worst cause is punishment.
You not love that one?
I don't know why.
Children's on the classroom. Okay, so if you're doing, using this as a list, you can remember none of the items of the list can stand alone in the sentence.
In class.
Oh my goodness. So we would use the.
That's the easiest thing ever.
That's next.
I'll do that
Out of your
class.
All good.
Well, yeah. Basic subtraction.
If you can bust up.
I gotta go to front anyway.
Most people are right now just kind of digging out. You. Scope of our punctuation for the technology.
I got mine over.
Make those.
Pretty good.
They are, they're easy.
They're like.
Do you want my phone now?
And they're also posted on the AP
Oh my gosh.
blame Google Classroom.
Really?
I'll know some language.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
11, 12, 13.
Were you able to follow along?
Today I have horticulture,
Or were you
7
here?
through 10,
Okay.
Yeah.
and 18 through 20, and I don't have a direct
Next week.
So.
Um,
Yeah, so I have Monday and
Oh, and you didn't watch the video?
I have like
Yeah,
last.
checking on the Google Classroom site. See what your homework was.
I just have
Yeah,
one first.
that's what you need to do.
I wish I had it on Friday.
I'll still.
Wait,
Here
what?
for the first part of class,
You-
I
yeah.
will go again to Google Classroom site and watch like the first 20 minutes, so you can see instructions and explanation of things like that.
My Tuesdays are
That's,
always.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
This,
My
that Google
Mondays are
Classroom
my
stuff
best day.
and the videos are especially for you guys who are missing bits and pieces. Okay, thank you very much.
Did you, what was,
Yeah, Fridays I have 12 months off.
For this class, thesis statement for the divorce.
Camera.
You have that?
Yes, yes, I do. I didn't even see that. Right there.
I'm in conflict with Sierra.
Right here. Right just right there.
So when are we gonna find time to go buy fish?
I don't know. We also gotta go to OG and IHOP.
This is good in terms of your production of these ideas. Punctuation wise. This happens and this happens. These are two sentences, consonant.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's what I was saying.
And then 2 people in class and I still can't think of what.
Yeah. Maybe by the end of the year.
Pretty sad.
All right, there it is, 9:50. Have a good rest of your day.